Captain Ethan Reed wiped the sweat from his brow as the dust and smoke from the battlefield swirled around him. The air was heavy with the smell of burned metal and alien ozone, a reminder that the peacekeeping mission on Zero 7 was far from safe. He squinted toward the collapsing structure ahead. A faint, desperate scream echoed from within. He didn't hesitate. Without waiting for orders, Ethan sprinted across the uneven terrain, dodging bursts of energy fire from the raiders still trying to escape. His heart pounded, but he knew exactly what he had to do. The source of the scream was Lady Solara, the daughter of a noble in the alien court. She was trapped under a falling metal beam, her luminescent eyes wide with fear. Ethan's training kicked in. Using a combination of leverage and quick thinking, he lifted the beam just enough for her to slip free. The moment she stepped out, a larger piece of debris collapsed behind them. Ethan threw himself forward, shielding her with his body. The metal scraped across his shoulder, leaving a painful sting, but it was nothing compared to the relief on her face. "Thank you," Solara whispered, her voice trembling but steady. I don't know how to repay you." Ethan shook his head. "Just stay safe. That's enough for me." The raiders, seeing their leader and several others captured by human and allied alien forces, fled. The battle was over, but the tension lingered. Solara looked at Ethan with a mix of awe and curiosity. Her kind had never seen a human act so bravely in their society, and she could feel the strength and determination in him. Later, back in the alien city of Zira, Ethan found himself escorted by armored guards to the alien court. An imposing structure with tall crystalline spires and a plaza filled with hovering orbs of light. His fellow soldiers looked worried. They had warned him that alien laws were strict, but nothing could prepare him for what awaited inside. The courtroom was massive, circular, and dominated by a panel of alien elders. Their skin shimmered in shades of blue and silver, and their eyes held a wisdom that felt almost overwhelming. Solara stood beside them, calm but watchful. Ethan noticed that she carried herself with dignity, but there was also a flicker of nervousness in her expression. Captain Ethan Reed, the lead elder, spoke, his voice deep and resonant. "You have done what few humans could. You have saved the life of a noble of our people. Such an act cannot go unanswered according to Zerithian tradition." Ethan swallowed hard. "I only did what any soldier would do." "I didn't." Silence. Another elder interrupted. "The law is clear. The human who saves a noble woman's life must marry her, to honor the bond created by courage and risk. You will appear before us in the coming days to formalize your acceptance." Ethan's jaw dropped. "Marry her? But this is a cultural difference." "I'm not—" Solara's gaze softened. She raised a hand to calm the elders, but the decision was already made. Her voice was quiet but firm. "He saved my life. The law is just, but he must have a choice. Still, he must come to understand our ways." For the first time, Ethan felt the weight of not just responsibility, but culture. Every soldier had to face alien laws carefully, but this was more than a diplomatic gesture. This was personal. In the following days, Ethan was introduced to the rules and rituals of the Zarathian people. Every step was filled with formalities, greetings with subtle bowing, gestures that signified respect, and dietary customs he had never imagined. His fellow humans helped him practice, but it was clear that nothing could prepare him fully. Solara, observing him, began to appreciate his efforts. Unlike other outsiders who either dismissed or stumbled through their customs, Ethan adapted with determination and humility. When he bowed correctly after spilling water on a ceremonial mat, she allowed herself a small, amused smile. "You are different from what I expected," Solara admitted one evening as they walked through the glowing gardens of Zira. The plants pulsed softly with light, and alien birds with shimmering wings circled above. "Most humans I have heard of are clumsy in our society, You respect it. Ethan shrugged. I may be clumsy, but I try to do what's right. That's all I know how to do. She nodded thoughtfully, impressed by his honesty. Perhaps there is more to your kind than I understood. As the days passed, tension and curiosity grew in the city. Some citizens whispered about the human soldier forced into the marriage tradition. Others admired him for his bravery, noting that a human had risked life and limb where even their bravest had hesitated. Ethan noticed that, gradually, people began to treat him with respect rather than suspicion. One night, during a quiet moment on a balcony overlooking the city, Solara spoke again. Do you fear what comes next? Ethan looked at her, thinking of the alien court, the laws, and the unknown future. I won't lie. I do. But I also know that I can't run from this. I saved your life. I have to see this through, whatever the outcome. She studied him, her alien eyes reflecting the lights of Zyra below. Courage is not just in battle, Ethan. It is in facing the unknown with honesty. You have more courage than many I have known. Before he could respond, the call came to prepare for the formal rituals. The elders instructed him to wear ceremonial attire, a suit that shimmered like liquid silver and blue, symbolizing the blending of human and alien virtues. Solara, in her own ceremonial robes, looked regal and serene, her presence filling the hall with calm authority. Ethan felt nervous as he followed the guards, but also strangely focused. He reminded himself that this was more than a duty. It was a test of human perseverance, adaptability, and honor. If he could survive the customs, the expectations, and the political pressure, he might prove that humans were capable of courage and dignity. Beyond the battlefield dawn, as they approached the ceremonial chamber, Ethan's mind raced with questions. Would he fit into this alien society? Could he truly honor Solara in a way that mattered to her people? And most importantly, what did Solara truly think of him? The chamber doors opened, revealing a room filled with citizens, nobles, and hovering lights that seemed to watch them like stars. The court awaited their presence. Ethan felt a shiver of anticipation. Solara looked at him and, for the first time, spoke with a small, almost imperceptible smile. Whatever happens next, Captain Reed. Thank you. For everything. Ethan nodded, feeling a mixture of fear, resolve, and unexpected pride. Whatever lay ahead, he would face it. Not as a stranger in a foreign land, but as a human being, capable of courage, honor, and perhaps, if destiny allowed, friendship and trust that could grow into something more. The elders raised their hands, signaling the start of the preliminary ritual, a series of ceremonial acts that would officially begin the bond between human and noble. The crowd fell silent, watching, as history was about to be made. Ethan took a deep breath, stepping forward. The moment was overwhelming, but he reminded himself he had saved her life, and now he would honor that act in every way he could. His heart pounded, but a spark of excitement flared. He was not just a human soldier anymore. He was part of a story larger than himself. The ceremonial chamber glittered with light as Ethan stepped carefully into the center, his silver blue suit reflecting the hovering luminescent orbs. The air was alive with the soft hum of alien technology, and the citizens of Zyra watched intently. Despite his nerves, he held his head high. He had faced enemy fire, collapsing buildings, and hostile aliens. Yet this moment standing in a foreign court, about to enter a marriage dictated by law, felt like an entirely different kind of trial. Solara approached him, graceful and composed. Her robes flowed like liquid silver, and her eyes held a quiet strength that steadied Ethan's own heartbeat. Remember, she whispered, courage is not only in battle. It is here too, in every choice you make. Ethan nodded. I'll do my best. The elders began the ritual with solemn chants, their voices echoing in harmonious resonance. They instructed Ethan to perform a series of symbolic gestures, to bow to Solara, to touch a ceremonial light orb, and to speak words of respect in the Xyrithian tongue. His tongue stumbled over the unfamiliar sounds at first, but Solara's patient guidance helped him adjust. The crowd murmured with approval as he completed each step carefully, showing sincerity in his actions. After the initial ritual, the couple was led into the Garden of Unity, a vast open space filled with bioluminescent plants and cascading waterfalls. This was the part of the ceremony designed to test their compatibility and understanding. The elder's voice carried over the garden. To honor the bond, the pair must face challenges together, showing courage, wisdom, and teamwork. Ethan looked around nervously, unsure of what to expect. The garden suddenly shifted. Alien creatures, not dangerous but highly intelligent, emerged to test their problem-solving skills. They needed to guide the creatures into safe zones using strategy and communication. Solara glanced at Ethan. "We must work together," she said calmly, without hesitation. Ethan took the lead, observing patterns and anticipating the creature's movements. Solara contributed her deep knowledge of the creature's behavior. Step by step, they guided every creature to its safe area. The elders watched in silence, then nodded in approval. The first test was complete, and Ethan realized something. He wasn't just surviving. He was thriving in this new culture, bridging human ingenuity with alien wisdom. That evening, Solara invited Ethan to walk along the River of Lights, a waterway that shimmered with floating bioluminescent algae. The city looked like a living constellation, and for a moment, the tension of the court and rituals faded. "You did well today," Solara said softly. "I did not expect a human to adapt so quickly." Ethan smiled faintly. "I didn't want to fail. And I've learned that courage is different here. It's not just about fighting. It's about understanding, listening, and choosing the right action, even when it's difficult." Solara studied him in silence for a moment, then nodded. "You may be the first human I've truly respected, perhaps even admired." The next few weeks were filled with similar challenges. The city faced a sudden energy storm, a natural phenomenon that disrupted the power grids and threatened to flood parts of Zero. Citizens panicked, and the Alien Council looked to Ethan and Solara for leadership. Using both his military training and what he had learned of Xyrithian systems, Ethan coordinated a rescue and stabilization effort. Together, he and Solara led volunteers to secure vulnerable areas and redirect energy flows. Their teamwork saved hundreds of lives. Citizens began to see Ethan not as a foreign soldier, but as a hero in his own right. He had earned their respect through action, integrity, and quick thinking. Solara watched him closely during the crisis, noticing his calm decisiveness and courage under pressure. A seed of admiration and something warmer grew quietly in her heart. One evening, after the storm had passed and the city celebrated, Solara invited Ethan to the Hall of Reflection, a quiet place filled with floating crystal orbs that displayed memories and history. She gestured to one orb showing her early life in the alien court. "I never imagined my life would change so quickly," she admitted. "A stranger saved me, and now I feel as though the city itself has changed because of him." Ethan looked at her, realizing that his presence had indeed left a mark, not just on Solara, but on an entire civilization. "I never asked for recognition," he said. "I only acted because it was right. But seeing this, it feels like something worth protecting." Solara stepped closer, her hand brushing lightly against his. "Perhaps this law is not so strange after all. It brought someone noble into my life, someone who respects and values more than just rules." The council announced the final ceremony, the culmination of the ritual and the ultimate test of choice. Ethan would formally decide whether to accept the marriage, honoring both alien law and his personal agency. The city gathered, anticipation buzzing in the air. Ethan's mind raced as he stepped forward. He could sense the expectations of an entire civilization, the hope that humans could truly embody courage, honor, and partnership. He remembered the battlefield where he saved Solara, the storm where he protected the city, and the lessons of patience, respect, and understanding he had learned since arriving. He looked at Solara. "I have a choice," he said quietly, "and I choose to honor you, your people, and the bond we share, not because I am forced, but because I want to stand by you." Solara's eyes glimmered with relief and admiration. "Then we move forward together," she said. The elders chanted in unison, their voices resonating like a living melody. Ethan and Solara exchanged symbolic gestures, sealing the bond with mutual respect and consent. The citizens erupted in celebration, their cheers echoing through the city. Human courage, integrity, and adaptability had been recognized by an advanced alien society. After the ceremony, the couple walked through the streets of Zyra, the citizens greeting them with warmth and respect. Children waved, elders nodded, and aliens of every shape and size smiled, inspired by the unusual but heroic human who had earned his place among them. Solara turned to Ethan. "I admit I was unsure at first, but now I see that courage and honor are not limited to one species. You have taught me something valuable, that heart and action define a person far more than tradition alone." Ethan smiled. "And you've taught me that respect and understanding can build bridges stronger than any wall or law. I've learned more here than I ever could have imagined." That night, under the glowing sky of Zyra, Ethan and Solara stood together, feeling a bond that had grown from courage, respect, and shared trials. It was a bond that promised not only love, but also the hope of human-alien cooperation and mutual understanding. For the first time in his life, Ethan felt that his actions, small or great, had a purpose beyond duty. He was not just a soldier. He was a representative of humanity's best traits: courage, honor, adaptability, and compassion. Solara leaned slightly toward him. "Perhaps this is the beginning of something greater. Not just for us, but for humans and Zirathians alike." Ethan nodded. "Yes, a beginning that I will honor with every step we take together." As the city lights shimmered around them and the soft hum of alien energy filled the air, Ethan realized that his journey had come full circle. He had saved a life, honored a tradition, and earned a place in an alien world. And in doing so, he had proven one undeniable truth: humanity's courage and honor can shine anywhere, even among the stars. The citizens of Zyra cheered into the night, celebrating not just the union of two beings from different worlds, but the triumph of values that transcended species: bravery, integrity, and the unwavering human spirit. And so, on that distant world, a human soldier and an alien noblewoman stood together, symbols of hope, trust, and the extraordinary power of humanity to inspire, adapt, and unite even the most distant of civilizations.